Howdy folks, welcome to CapeCast, the official webcast of the Cape Cod Times. Coming to you from the Twin Bridges area of West Barnstable. Kind of marshy, kind of springy, ferns are unfurling, it's all good. Stay tuned.
CapeCast.
This all started at the John Jenkins Wildlife Reservation. You can park and enter the John Jenkins Wildlife Sanctuary off Church Street in West Barnstable. It's a forgotten little place. You get in there, and immediately you start seeing stone walls, which are kind of a welcome surprise on Cape Cod. You don't see a whole lot of them. And then as you go a little further along, you start seeing the ferns. And I love ferns. This may be the best place to really get up close and look at unfurling ferns this time of year. They're big, but it's not too wet. You can get right down into them and greet the ferns. Hey, according to the American Fern Society, ferns have been with us for more than 300 million years. They are survivors. Back then, 300 million years ago, roughly the Carboniferous period, they were the king of the jungle. According to the National Geographic, back then, in the Carboniferous period, some ferns were as big as trees. Luckily, they've calmed down a bit, but boy, they're still here. Welcome to Force the Fern to Unfurl, the show where you try to force the fern to unfurl before it's time. Today, we're trying the Don Rickles method. You're a hockey puck. Your mom was a skunk cabbage. So far, no ferns unfurling. This 4-poster deer treatment device is somehow used to feed deer, but mainly it fights ticks. I can't remember exactly how, but luckily I'm having one of those frequent, painless CapeCast flashbacks.
So the whole point of doing this surveillance is to see whether or not these deer stations, which are called 4-poster deer baiting stations, are reducing the tick population in this area. And what they do is we load the bin here with corn, with whole corn, and deer that are around here, and there are certainly deer around here, feed on the corn down in here. And when they do that, they rub up against these rollers and they get a substance known as permethrin, which is a typical thing that people put on their clothing for tick repellency and to kill ticks. We put it on dogs as well. If we're killing the ticks that are on the deer, then possibly we can reduce the tick population. As you make your way further, you come to the Twin Bridges region. It's kind of a marshy thing, but there's a nice bubbling brook going under one of the bridges. A good place for a pause and think.
CapeCast.